Coach, it is a sound like no other when they raise that 12th man flag here in Seattle. We just heard it, and that means it's time for football at CenturyLink Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Seattle Seahawks. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here we go. Check the hot read.
They'll run on first down. Dupree. And he'll be corralled right around the 34. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks.
Usually we see runs like this as the defense breaks down later in the game, but this guy is setting the tone early, running through all types of tackles and put the defense back on its heels.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. Brought down by the cornerback, William Jackson.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 39.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the end routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Super team. Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
On second and 12, Wilson. It's Kelsey on the ground. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
And he gets the first down here as he's taken down at the 24. That's good for 9 yards as they convert on the third down play.
Let's go. Let's get this ball back to the offense. Let's go. Hey, 0-0-0.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. He's going to hit his man out of the backfield, complete. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make this a second down. To throw again is Wilson. And he's got the hook up to Moore. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. David Moore, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Ready? 30 base. Check. Here we go. Let's bring it. Let's go. Let's get it.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he's going to get about 7 yards on that one, up to around the 33.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
I got you. I got you.
To throw on second down. Kruger. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. The Red Sea parts, and there he goes. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. D.D. Westbrook. His 4th touchdown on the year as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. The extra point up and good, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're in first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals, all right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3 goal, and the biggest goal, I think, is to be the highest seed possible that you can be heading into the playoffs so that you can have as many home games as possible to try and get you to the Super Bowl.
And right now fighting for every win possible to try to at least secure home field for the wild card and or divisional round. Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down.
Push him back.
And he'll give it here to his running back. Still a couple yards short of the first as the 3-yard gain brings up a 3rd down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's go, let's go.
On first down, Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he's got this down to the 35. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, first down Seahawks.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Wilson now 8 of 8 throwing the ball in this first quarter. It's first and 10. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. It's complete to Lockett. A gain of 6 there on first.
Fired that one in there, able to make connection on a nice in route.
With those faster passes when they're going that fast, any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 17-yard line.
First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
These two teams all tied after one.
7-7.
Wilson going to lead his guys up 1st and 10. And he's now 10 of 10 throwing the ball here to start the game. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. It's caught. Lockett. And he lost the football. And the Bengals grab it. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line.
We have seen this before, and we know coaches preach about this and work on it all the time. Catch the ball. You know there's going to be some traffic somewhere. They've got to put it away and secure it as they try and get downfield.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Mixon hit, and all the ball is out. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Not the trend he wanted to start the season with a fumble lost in both weeks 1 and 2. Now, it's not a disaster, but certainly not what he was looking for.
Got to get that fixed because otherwise he shows up on every scouting report. I remember sitting in defensive rooms and hearing the scouting report from my coaches, and if someone had a particular problem carrying the ball and holding on to it, that was noted. Hey, make sure you give a little extra attention to him. Get after the football. He's dropped it the last couple of games.
Now a nice play defensively on 1st down as this is knocked away and incomplete. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of their yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another 1st down with that run.
I got one.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is caught, but the back judge right there to say incomplete. David Moore, the intended target, and it's 2nd down. They're going for a receiver there already. He has 1 touchdown in this 1st half, a 2nd one not to be.
I like where their headspace is, though. I mean, I really like the thought process, right? You got a guy who's already scored 1, right? You want to go back to him, continue the hot hand, and make them adjust to you defensively. I like what they were trying to get done, even though they weren't successful.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
All right. Let's go, B. Let's go. Hey, let's get this.
Throwing again. Wilson. That's complete right around the 8. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Seahawks have taken the lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
Let's go.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here we go.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
You're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Tremendous blocking by the interior of the offensive line. They didn't just gash him there. They blasted a gaping hole for him to gallop through. I think if he comes back to the huddle, he better be giving them a whole lot of credit and thanking them for that much space to rumble.
Watch out, watch out.
On 1st and 10, Kruger. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. A well-executed 22-yard gain. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, they like his work ethic. This guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
On 1st down, Kruger. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now, following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a 2nd down and 17. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. There he goes inside the 30. 20! And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Joe Mixon with touchdown number 7 on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Point after try forthcoming. And we've got a good one brewing. We're all knotted up at 14. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This is fielded at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And the Bengals grab it. And his guys will set up shop at midfield at the 50-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And they go backwards here, losing yardage back at the 48-yard line. That sends them 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Now Joe Mixon. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory.
Joe Mixon, the ball carrier. He's across midfield to the 48-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
Ready. 18 Gator. Hey, exit. Get it.
On 3rd down, Kruger. Complete to Amaro on the right side. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a 1st down.
That's a pretty good throw on the curl route there. 3rd down, and they pick up a 1st.
Defense should be aware for that, right?
They should be aware, but it was so hard sometimes.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Because when they sell that route really well, you think they're going upfield, then they curl back, show their numbers to the quarterback, and complete the play.
Mixon with a 1st down carry. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because when they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Exit. Check nine.
Now.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Kruger. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. Von Miller racking up sack number 12 for him on the year.
It's 3rd down. 3rd and long.
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And unable to connect, incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a fumble last time. Ball security. Talk about it all the time in the National Football League. They've got to be better at it on this drive.
Don't you think that when every team gets together for the first time, I don't care if it's OTAs, mini camps, first day of camp in the regular season, ball security comes up about what, the second sentence of the coach's address?
And those are so many drills focus on that.
All the time, and they do drills to make it even tougher to simulate game situations. Doesn't always work out, though.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson. And that's caught inside the 30. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now as his guys are able to regain the lead. Now he's having a nice little first half here, partner.
And it's a first half that leaves us anticipating what can still come. I mean, 2 touchdowns already here through the second quarter. There could be plenty more before this game is over. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead is now 21-14.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That's fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Kruger, and this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. This is Mixon on the draw. And an alley to run. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first down.
70, Indy.
Throwing on 1st down. Kruger, he's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 15, and the Bengals get a first down. And he's going to get this one down to the 30. A gain of 3, 2nd down. To throw on 2nd down. Kruger, he gets this in the hands of Mixon. It'll be a 2-yard gain, and they're going to have a 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down. Kruger. Open man is Westbrook, complete. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
90 Wolf.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
It's now 2nd and 10.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To throw again, Kruger. And the ball is knocked out. And the offense is able to pounce on it inside the 5-yard line. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's able to get it across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down at the 21-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. Mixon, and he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Kruger. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. All right, Charles, as a former defensive back, how disheartening to actually catch it but just not be able to stay in bounds there defensively.
Well, extremely, because, you know, the rap against us defenders is that we're frustrated offensive guys who can't catch. And he caught it. Just couldn't get his feet down in bounds. It's that second part that finished off the play for him.
And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A gain there of 30 big ones. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Mixon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Here we go. Set. 18 Gators. Keep
it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Let's go.
On 1st down, Crawford. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
After the penalty, it's Mixon hammering for the goal line. He loses the football, and the Seahawks have picked it up. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
I know one thing. The team that had the ball and was driving, they're going to feel horrible. But the team that was on defense, I think we got to give them a little bit of credit, able to hang in there and force a key turnover.
Okay, in the red zone, though, had a chance to tie it and an opportunity missed. Following the fumble recovery, it's Wilson. And he'll go down in the end zone. Down goes Wilson. It's a safety. And you know, the man who sat in my chair the last few years, he has a theory. These plays, these safeties, they're so rare. Maybe they should be worth more than 2, maybe 4 points.
I think he's got a great point. I really do, Brandon. But I would go ahead and up it to 6. I'm a former defender. To me, that's like scoring a touchdown.
Easy now. I'll go 4. I don't know about 6.
Come on. Come up to 6.
A lot of points. The Bengals drive about to get going. And so close to hitting pay dirt last time, fumbling down near the goal line. Now, how does that affect their psyche this time around?
It's a tester, that's for sure, because to be that close and come away with no points is really disappointing, not just for the guys on offense, but the defensive players, too, who thought, hey, we're going to put some points up and have a little momentum going. They've got to find a way to just get it out of their minds, let it go,
short-term memory,
and move on to the next series.
Again, it's Mixon. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Seahawks 30.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. He continues to have a big night here under the lights carrying the football.
And some guys prefer night games. For whatever reason, their bodies react a certain way. They love this.
And the Seahawks defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Von Miller, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. And to give this time to the tailback. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings in second down, went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. From the gun, Kruger. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
And things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to their goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
This is fielded at the goal line. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. He's picked off at his own 47. And the return stops at the 39-yard line.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. On the run, it's Mixon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 12.
At the 41-yard line.
Let's go now. 44 at the flag. 44. Ready? Hey, we got tight left, tight end left. We got 4. We got 4.
And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield.
Well, partner, I guess sometimes it's just a matter of philosophy. Some say run it until they absolutely stop you, and others say, well, when you think they're about to stop you, fool them a little bit. I guess they should have tried to fool them on that play.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long.
Check.
Christian, travel.
From the gun to give to Mixon. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the 1st. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll bring up a 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This from 54 yards away. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good. And this score will stay right where it is. Down here in the third quarter, obviously that's one they could have used.
Yeah, and one of my favorite special teams coaches in the NFL told me what separates the kickers in the NFL versus the ones who are not is not the misses. It's the second miss in a row. Best kickers in the league, they don't miss 2 in a row. He's got to get his head back together in case he gets another shot.
They'll run on first down. Dupree, and he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
An opportunity to get a drive started here at the end of the third quarter. What you're trying to do is break the game down a little bit. Don't let your guys see too deep into the game, into the future, and say, oh, we got to get here. No, right here, right in front of them, melt the clock down, get to the fourth quarter, try and keep going.
And try to keep that lead.
Exactly.
I don't think you got it, son.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. He gets this one to Johnson. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
One quarter remains here on a Sunday night. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. It's a gain of 12, first down Seahawks. Charles, you'd said the magic number was probably right around 20 for this defense because they're facing one of the top 5 offenses in the league in terms of points scored. They've had their moments, but this offense just a little too good, isn't it?
They really are, because no matter what you do to make an adjustment on defense, they have an answer for it.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Wilson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
56 to Mott, boys. 56. Check 56.
On 3rd down, Wilson. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. So decision time now, because a field goal keeps it a 1-score game. What are you thinking?
Well, I'm looking at the down and distance, and that's where the issue comes in. It's not short enough that it's a no-brainer and you go for it. You have to analyze this one. To me, you take the field goal, take the points. I don't think you want to risk coming away with nothing.
And this one is right through. And that will push the lead up to 5. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden, they're down.
Let's go. Let's go.
The Bengals drive about to get going.
6-6, pull it hard.
He's checking.
Ready?
On 1st and 10, Kruger. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. A gain of 6 there on first. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now they run with Mixon. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line.
Well, that's all about doing the dirty work right there defensively. 2nd and short yardage, that's all about plugging those gaps, not giving a running back a crease to run through, and has a nice job to hold him just a couple and force a 3rd down.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Again, it's Mixon. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. 3rd down turns to first with that 5-yard pickup. Off play action. Kruger. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
This is Mixon. And for one of the first times tonight, he's going to be held up at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain there, and it brings forth a 3rd and long. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long. Operating from the gun. Kruger. Oh, he can't hang on to it. Almost intercepted. They would have loved the first pick of the game there, but at least it does get them to 4th down. The Bengals bring out their punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
They'll come up 2nd and 6 now from the 24. Wilson. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left.
At the 47-yard line.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Alert. 56. Mike's 56.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this.
Oh, Wilson going to throw. Complete. The tight end, Kelsey. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 40. The Bengals going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the first down. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Yeah, let's get sack lunch.
They'll keep it on the ground. Dupree, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be a 3rd and about 13. So here we go, Charles, 3rd down. Any chance you're throwing?
I don't think so. I think you got to keep the clock rolling here.
And indeed, they will keep it on the ground. And they'll get him down at about the 37, well short of the first. It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but you know they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. So that'll back them up 5. The Seahawks send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And this one goes angling out of bounds, and it will be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Critical condition here, obviously. Got to hope to get something quick right and then maybe take that shot deep.
And once they do take the big shot.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. You're wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Seahawks, they're setting themselves up as a major contender as they move to 8-1 now on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Bengals, the loss will drop them to 6-3 now on the year. And they're going to get an extra week to stew over this as they're not back in action until week 11. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.